Welcome back to the Hyperdash podcast, where we hang out, tell stories, and talk about video games. My name is Mantra or Eddie.
I'm Zercy or Matthew.
I'm Craze or Caleb.
I'm
Craze.
Yes.
Never mind. Cut this part out.
Okay, bro. Like, come on, man. No, leave it in. Leave it in. Your viewers will like it.
Good start.
Okay.
It makes it more genuine.
Numero uno thing to get out of the way. We have new podcast art, so go and compliment the artist and commission them because they were incredibly talented and they absolutely
And
went
what's
crazy
their
style
handle?
on
What's
this
their
art.
handle?
Yeah, they killed it.
Nimbu
Editor,
at
put it on screen.
NIMH. It'll be in the description. And it's also like we posted on every platform, Instagram, Twitter, blah blah blah. We posted a little update. Numero dos, we also have a Patreon now. It doesn't have a lot of stuff because we gotta grow the fan base first. But we're gonna be posting episodes early there for subscribers, and then we'll also hopefully add benefits in the future. But yes, that's also like our blog. There's gonna be hella free posts there about just like updates and shit. We're gonna do this now when we bring guests on, but this is our new segment when we bring guests on. Tell us about your childhood gamer tag and how you got it.
Oh, is it like it's like that Nardwar where he like shows up with like a childhood picture of the person he's interviewing?
Yeah. They're like, dude, do you know Mrs. Kimberly? She taught you in third grade math class.
It's like, who told you that?
Okay, well, I guess I could go into my background. This is the first thing that I'm talking about on the podcast. This is it's really personal.
This is important lore.
Okay, well, first I want to say thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
I'm a huge fan of the podcast, and I'm a huge fan of you too, as you both know. So it's an absolute honor for me to be here. But yeah, my original gamer tag was crazycreeper99. I think I made that up whenever I was just starting out on the Xbox 360, which would have been when I was in third grade, roughly, many years ago. But the idea behind it was I loved Minecraft. I played Pocket Edition religiously. I loved it a lot. So I wanted to do something that paid homage to my favorite mob in Minecraft, that being a creeper. And I also like alliteration a lot. So when you've got crazy and creeper, you've got the CC. It just kind of rolls off the tongue a bit. And then the number, I don't remember where I got the number from. I think I just wanted to do yet another instance of alliteration, like 99, Crazy Creeper 99. It just kind of has a rhythm to it that I couldn't quite place or describe. But yeah, that was when I came up with it. And then as I got to high school, I was like, I need to grow up. And so I wanted to go for a more sleek, something that still paid homage to the original. So now I am just known as Craze, just a shortened version. And yeah, that's where I'm at now.
Wow. I mean, that is so beautiful how you were truly able to pay homage to your original, because I've had like maybe 2 past gamer tags and none of them, the current one, Mantra, does not pay homage in any way or like link in any way to the previous 2, because the previous 2 were like so cringe.
What were the previous?
Okay, now I'm curious.
All right,
now I'm curious.
Okay, so first I was Yangers, right? Because my last name is Yang, but
okay.
I'm like the Yanger,
Little self-doxing there.
a little something, right? But number one, it kind of sounds like a slur. like not a specific slur. It just sounds like a new made up slur, Like I would call someone who plays on controller a drifter because they're stick drifters, right? But it's like, anything that ends in ER, let's be real, is too close to the actual thing to chill on it. Also, I was also like a mega fan of FaZe, like FaZe Clan back in the day.
I mean,
so I would pretend to be in FaZe and I'll put FaZe before it, so I'd be FaZe Yangers.
Okay, that's kind of hard though. I kind of like that. Yangers is definitely the weaker part of it. But I mean, the FaZe part's cool.
The part that
okay,
you
but I'm
made,
just LARPing.
the part that's you,
the part that you made, yeah,
that's pretty weak. But like
FaZe part was
FaZe,
I like LARPing. Cool. LARPing that you're an actual gamer. Oh, that's cool.
You say LARPing like more than 2 times in this podcast. I can't with the LARPing, bro.
What do you mean?
Wait, what's wrong with saying LARPing?
People are just misusing the word LARP, man.
Because like
live action role play.
The thing is it's kind of like my understanding was people were saying, oh, you're pretending, you're role playing as someone that is a fan of this, but it's And so like I feel like it makes sense.
But LARPing takes it one step further. You're not going out in real life walking around as this persona.
Oh, true.
You know, and that's what LARPing means.
Yeah, because like I've kind of like I understand like why it's used, but I do also get why. Because like I've heard that a lot where I'm like I see a lot of people on Twitter complaining about the use of the word LARP, and I'm like, I don't really get it.
What, you've seen people on Twitter complaining?
Yeah, a lot of people.
That can't be right.
No, not Twitter.
No, Twitter, that's not the place for that.
I don't.
All I see is positivity there and funny memes, dank memes so dank they'll make my butthole clench.
And no porn.
I don't know why.
Absolutely no porn.
No porn, not
at
at
the
all.
Baby's bottom, no porn.
Absolutely zero.
I'm just saying, bro. I've seen some shit. I'm in the Overwatch fan art sphere. I'm trying to I need an alt account that gets into the Overwatch spicy fan art sphere. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of
Just
really
do it on your main,
target.
man. Just do it on your main.
Target that.
Dude,
Oh,
one of my
that's brave.
friends.
That's pretty brave.
One of my friends, he was like, yo, check out my Twitter feed, and he showed it to me, and it's like all porn. And I'm like, this isn't
proud of it?
Yeah. I'm like, this isn't something you should be proud of.
Brazen, man. I mean, I kind of get it, but also not really at all.
Because like all he gets is like Yuri porn fan art, and I'm like, what what is happening here, bro?
This is great. First 5 minutes of the podcast, and we're talking about porn right now.
Yeah.
This
What the fuck
happens,
is this
by the
podcast?
way,
This is
like
not what-
50%.
Is this usually how it goes?
Yeah.
This is actually usually how it goes.
Remember our first podcast? We talked. I think our like topic wise, like we talked about the most crazy stuff in the first episode, and we've kind of
We
like
went from-
we've gotten much tamer now.
You hear that, folks?
Yeah.
They've fallen off.
I'm gonna Dude, I'm gonna read the timestamps. This was episode 24, which is the first one with Zercy on. The timestamps are my question, breeding cats and eating rats, Zercy's question, rizzing up Overwatch baddies, and then psychedelics, National Kiriko Day, my hair was inspired by a corn star, I ordered Blizzard merch, Overwatch voice lines to say during sex, I published fan fiction under a fake name, Yowie, femboys and puppy play, friend group leader, games are more expensive, bathroom break, Peter the horse is here. Those last three are boring. Everything else is a
Friend group leader. I want to touch on that real quick. So when you
Okay.
guys were growing up, what role would you say you kind of fulfilled in your friend group? Because everybody had unspoken kind of perspectives or positions in their group of friends. So where did you guys think that you kind of laid?
Ooh, I don't know. I feel like as a kid, I was kind of just the guy everyone liked. So I was kind of just in and around a lot of friend groups. I was very friendly with everyone, but I had a couple close friends, right? But I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eddie, what about
I
you?
wouldn't say that I was the leader per se. I would say that I felt like I had to be proactive because I think in this day and age, it's really easy to drift apart from people.
Especially in adulthood.
I have a couple online friends, and I mostly played Overwatch with them. That's how we kept being in Discord calls together. But then they started playing League, and after that, it was just curtains. I mean, it was just curtains. I didn't want to play League with them, and they never and sometimes I would talk about stuff that wasn't Overwatch with them, or just hang out in VC, right? But once we stopped playing video games together, I barely ever talked to them again.
You know what I call that? I call that friends out of convenience, and it's incredibly common. It's not necessarily bad, but it's definitely not. You can't go to those people and talk about some really serious stuff. I mean, some of them, you can go talk to serious stuff with, but then some of them you just. And I think that unfortunately, as you get older, you definitely grow away from those people. Probably as you should, because they're not as valuable as connections as you might think they are.
Right.
But in the meantime,
But then again, it makes space for the real ones. You just got to find them.
yeah, just gotta find them.
Anyways, would I say I wouldn't say I was the friend group leader. I would say if I wanted to hang out, I would end up having to do the planning, you know? I think you and I, Craze, have been in a larger group on beach trips before, and I forgot if I was the one that came up with the idea, but definitely I wouldn't say I have the aura of a leader, but I'm like second in command. I'm like VP, you know, like I get some stuff done, you know.
You love
like,
to put yourself in that, but I think you love
Nice.
being like, it's, you know what it is? It's your dominant and submissive sides battling with one another. You know, like you want to plan things out. You want to be kind of like the trailblazer in a certain sense and move against the grain a little bit. But at the same time, I think you still like to be serviceable to people. Like you still like to serve purpose and to help others. And unfortunately, when you're like the one on top, the head honcho, you usually aren't bending. A lot of leaders in groups and in friend groups like that aren't bending their will to appease the other people, which sucks. But I think that goes to show that, like, I think you fit that role very well because you are caring for everyone else in the group. It's exactly where you want to be, and it's exactly where you can do the most good for the group.
Well, there's like levels to this shit. I would say I'm friend group vice president then. What about you?
I think that
Who's
growing
friend
up,
group treasurer?
friend group treasurer. Well, yeah, unless the friend group pushes you out of your job. So unfortunate. But I think growing up, I was in elementary school. I was definitely seen. Like I actually had like a decent level of popularity. Interestingly enough, in elementary school, purely because I knew everything that there was to know about Minecraft. And that was
Real shit,
at my
bro.
age. It was like a very big thing. Like you went to the book fair and you bought those Redstone books or the books that broke down all the mobs.
Yeah.
Dude, I still
The
have
lore.
them, dude. Oh my god.
I bought all of them. I read all of them. I knew all the stuff. I would have arguments with people at the lunch table about like, no, Redstone reaches 7 blocks, not 8, or something like that. I don't know. But in that moment, I think that people kind of like looked to me, and then middle school came, and that was a total hierarchical shift where sports became the utmost, or started to become very important. And then I went in the band. And so in the band world, I think that I kind of had my own group, but I wasn't really in a core friend group. But of the friend group that I had, the people that I had played video games with growing up, we still to this day hang out and play games. And we probably will for a very long time. And in that friend group, I think that I have fallen into like the leading position because, like you said, I mean, planning is one thing, but on the other hand, it's also whenever you're in a group of people. I mean, you saw this at the spring break trip. When people are like, hey, we want to do this thing, they look to me and then they're like, well, should we do it? And then at the spring break trip, I was like, well, why are you looking to me? I mean, if we're all supposed to operate here where we're all equal, stop looking to me to like ask my permission or something on whether you want to go do something. It was very weird, and I don't understand why that happened.
Dude, I think you look like the most adulty of them. I don't know. Like you're tall. You look like.
Does height really carry
I
that
don't
much?
know.
I don't understand. Like I've
It's
always
so-
been tall, so I've never understood from the perspective of someone who is shorter than somebody else. But does height really like demand that much attention?
I think-
and
I
you know?
think so. I think so.
I think it's a subconscious thing too. It's a subconscious thing because like no one, like now that you've pointed out the behavior that like people looked to you as if like, yo, should we get pizza? Yo, Caleb, what do you think? Should we get pizza? As if like you had the final like.
As if I
yo,
had
don't
the
worry,
final
you
say.
got to sign off the executive order. Yo, we're getting
Right.
Domino's tonight. like, but like saying that out loud, of course, it sounds silly, but I think it's a subconscious thing that you might have just brought on for yourself. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
Well, I
if
don't like
you-
it. After all these years, I don't like being the center of attention. I don't like people really all acknowledging me all at once. It's an uncomfortable position for me to be in. But I guess, I mean, I don't want to like go into this and sound full of myself, but like, you know, George Washington didn't want to be president. He was like the last guy who wanted to
true.
be president. And then they still made him that anyway. So maybe it's something like the people who are on the best people to have, and I'm not saying by any means that I'm quote unquote the best person or the best leader. I don't think I am at all. But I think that there's something to be said about like, it's better to have people be in charge of large groups if that person doesn't even want to have that much power in the first place, rather than
true.
put someone in charge who really desperately wants that power. Cough, cough, American politics, cough, cough. Insert something political there. I don't know.
That's
we're
interesting.
we're
the
very
power.
political podcast.
Yeah, I can tell you guys are super. Oh, it's like disgusting
Talking-
how political you are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Iran, those gas prices.
sure.
Those gas prices, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Something politics.
Hey, remember that guy Jeffrey Epstein? I don't. I haven't heard of him.
Yeah, what was the deal with that guy?
I don't know. Something big. I don't.
We always like to start with a would you rather question.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And we're starting 17 minutes in.
Yeah, we always like to start, he says, at the 35-minute mark.
Yeah, I knew I knew something felt wrong. There was some, like the forces were unbalanced for a little bit.
I was about to leave, honestly. I was really uncomfortable, and then I was like, oh, thank God, the would you rather question. I've been waiting.
Oh my God.
You got my attention.
Right.
Thank goodness.
Would you rather 90% of all grocery stores randomly disappear, or all grocery stores become Trader Joe's?
What kind of fucking question
All
is
grocery
that?
stores are. What's wrong with a Trader Joe's? I mean,
It
yeah,
gets
it's a little
expensive.
It's a little expensive, but it's got nice stuff. Good wine, cheap wine. I could make it a long
I think
time.
I bought.
Cheap.
There was one time where I needed to get drunk and I didn't want to have an open bottle. So, it takes me like a lot of shots or a lot of standard drinks. So I got like a $6 bottle of rosé or some shit. That tasted like pure unfettered ass. I didn't even get through like half the bottle. I got like buzzed off of it, but I'm like, I'm not getting drunk off of this. Like I didn't even finish half the bottle. I just threw away the rest because that shit was unfettered ass, bro. It's like sewer rat piss ball sweat, dude.
So I'm curious, did you get this would you rather from somewhere, or did you just make? I feel like you made this up because you really fucking hate Trader Joe's.
It's too
I
interconnected
really
to
love Trader Joe's.
to what he's talked about Trader Joe's extensively.
I was about to say, I feel like this
podcast.
has been like a recurring conversation point in a lot of your episodes, probably, where Trader Joe's comes up and you just drop shade on it.
Okay. How
He
about
was
this?
talking about like
90%.
I don't. Never mind.
No, I know what
If
you're
you don't
talking
get
about.
this reference, make sure to go watch the last episode.
It's one of the episodes.
I actually don't remember. It's called like Trader Joe's Baddies or something.
Yeah,
Oh
baddies
my
at Trader
God.
Joe's. Yeah, I was
Oh
talking about like
What were you
there's hella. Anyways, if you want to shop at Trader Joe's, you can shop at Trader Joe's. If you know what I'm saying.
There's different types of shopping.
Yeah, like two different kinds of shopping you can do simultaneously. Honestly, I personally wouldn't even be mad if I met the love of my life in Trader Joe's because that is a very cute story.
You should just go get a job there.
True.
You're there every day.
True. However, I'm getting whatchamacallit. I'm waiting for an answer back from Starbucks barista, which pays over 15 an hour. Over 15 an hour,
bro.
which
if
is
you're not getting 15 an hour in this day and age, it's not worth working a minimum wage job.
I know there's some campus jobs on campus that are paying 11 an hour for retail work. So like pretty physical stuff, walking around all day, and they pay 11 an hour, which is blasphemous.
But I mean, it's a campus. Campus jobs are never going to be super nice. Even when I worked on my campus job, it was 13 an hour, and that was generous. That was higher than most rates.
Well, your campus job was also not very intensive, though.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So you're basically getting
doing
paid to study.
Getting paid to sit and play Mugenics on my laptop.
I miss that game. I was going to publish a Mugenics video, but I feel like the hype has died. I don't know.
Dude.
It's also a sunk cost.
It's still pretty up there.
Yeah, it's still.
I started playing it again recently. They just released a new update. They like balance patch, balance a bunch of stuff, fix some stuff.
I didn't know that.
Not in any new like content necessarily. I think their DLCs probably plan to come out like early next year, but it's pretty good. It's
Did they fix
a lot of game content.
Did they fix the like controller support?
I'm not sure. They may have. I didn't look into the patch that deep.
Because I really hope they did.
Controller
Because
support would be very nice. I think that would be a lot of fun. But it is still a very chill game. I mean, your entire game can be played with just your mouse. So it's like a lean back and very chill vibe. Highly recommend. I have a would you rather.
okay.
Wait. How about I make my would you rather better? Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
What's a really shitty like what if Whole Foods became every single grocery store? Now we're getting into the unreasonably expensive.
But you're saying like, would you rather 90% of like grocery stores didn't exist? You're just like cutting 90% of people off from a grocery store.
You're
No,
also
I'm saying,
essentially
like, take
enabling a
every
monopoly.
location.
So if you cut 90% of the grocery stores, you're gonna have like one or
not
two
the
that are
chains,
gonna.
not the chains.
Yeah, but
Not
there won't
the
be that many
chains
chains if
themselves.
90% of the grocery stores get cut.
Right, there's just not enough
That means
locations. Like,
much higher competition, which means less total firms. One firm is going to buy out another, and then you're going to end up with like one or two grocery store companies.
Oh shit.
You got to think about the economics of it, man.
Or would you rather Whole Foods gets a monopoly?
Oh,
like I feel like I'd rather everyone have access to a store.
yeah, even if it is expensive, marginally more than other grocery stores.
Okay.
I think, still think that's the way to go.
Okay. That shit is crazy, by the way. Like the whole Amazon Whole Foods. I see so many people. I pass by a Whole Foods on the way to the gym. I see so many people shopping there. I've like been in there to return an Amazon package, which is like, I guess, nice because they have a partnership and you can just like drop it off and not
they're
have to
just
ship
owned
it.
by Amazon. That's
Yeah,
Amazon
like
chain
it
now.
and they also, every single time you try to check out on Amazon, they're like, hey, do you want a $10 gallon of milk that's organic? And like they like played music for the cows and it was like no harm. And we gave them, each of them, like an entire field to graze, but the milk is $10. Like, no, man. Do you want mangoes that were grown on trees at a specific 5,523 meter altitude above sea? They taste really good and they're organic. I don't know, man.
Sounds like you just love your GMO slop, my friend. Nothing wrong with it. You should go hit up a food line. That's what we need you there at the food line. Tell you what, boy. You're gonna get yourself some tortillas that have been sitting on the shelf for a year and a half. Expired 3 months ago. They don't give a shit. They'll leave that shit on the shelf. Ain't going nowhere. You got some dude checking you out at the register. He's getting paid probably $15.50 an hour. 82-year-old man can barely see the screen without his glasses. Moving at a snail's pace to check out your shit. You don't care. No worries there at the food line.
I hate how they've made self-checkout technology better because now I can't steal. I'm just kidding. I
Much
do not
easier to steal with
shoplift. I do
self-checkout.
not shoplift. It's
I
much
feel like
easier to
if-
steal though. What?
With self-checkout. It's
Yeah, 'cause
gotten
no one's
better, but
watching
you can
you.
still
No, but
do
they
it.
have the cameras and shit.
Yeah,
like,
the cameras have
the
AI now
look-
that watch when you put, like, I got flagged the other day. I didn't steal anything, but I got flagged for just putting an item on top of another item in a bag, and it said that I
Oh.
stole it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like impossible to steal now. Not that I did in the first place, but like,
Right.
You can still just walk out the front door.
I'm just
True.
thinking of those videos of the guys like stealing the TVs. And they,
Oh, yeah.
and they got it like directly behind them, and they're just going through all the camera blind spots.
That's usually on a Walmart, right? Where they just, the employees just don't care. I've seen the guy put the banana sticker on the TV and then just go to the self-checkout and scan it. And then the employee walks up, looks straight at him, and then just walks away. You know those employees can see exactly what's being scanned on their phone at every register. So they see they're scanning a banana. They just don't care.
I don't know about y'all. My Walmart, they fucking, I don't know what kind of like Navy SEAL training they're putting the employees through, but they're checking my receipts. One time I bought a basketball because I didn't have a basketball, but I didn't put it in a bag because it's a basketball and I don't need a
Right.
bag
Why not
for
put
my
it in a
basketball.
basket?
Whoa.
Oh shit!
Probably why they flagged you, man. You didn't have it in a basket, man.
But they checked the receipt and he spent like a good 15 seconds making sure I checked out the basketball on my receipt. Like, all right, bro, just let me go.
They do that at Walmart now?
I've heard Walmart.
Dude, my Walmart has like
regular.
2 employees posted in front of the entrances and exits, like checking receipts and shit. They have like all of the self-checkout cameras and like hella employees on security. I don't know.
Because like I know they do it at like Sam's Club or Costco or whatever. Walmart's kind of. I feel like there's too many people coming in and out for them to do that.
I think it's because Walmart isn't like just a grocery store. I think grocery stores don't do it because they know the worst they're going to do is steal like some expensive food. But the worst you can do at a Walmart is steal a whole ass or like
Right.
an entire camping tent, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
for those kleptomaniacs.
I was more thinking like homeless people who just need a tent.
Oh, yeah. Kleptomaniac camper.
Oh.
Okay.
What's your would you rather?
I was about to say, I have a would you rather. You've probably heard it before, but I do want to hear your answer on it. Would you rather have
Okay.
unlimited bacon, but no more video games, or games? Unlimited games, but no games.
Take the bacon, please.
Eddie, need your answer here, man.
So, unlimited bacon, but no more games,
No more video games.
or
Mhm.
no more video games, or
Yep.
games, unlimited games, but no games.
Dude, this argument is the same. Like engaging like logically in this would you rather is the same as like who do you think would win, a billion lions or every Pokemon? It's like we all know what the answer is. Like it's very obvious.
You're trying to start some shit. I know what you're.
No, it's
Games,
the
unlimited-
Pokemon, bro.
I mean, yeah.
What are you
I have some
talking about?
Pokemon too.
Games, unlimited games, but no games. Like, what is that for? Whatever, I'll take the bacon, man. I don't even like bacon. It's too much saturated fat. My doctor's like, hey, dude, fat ass, your cholesterol's like kind of too high. Can
You
you
sure
like,
you're doing the
ease up on
bacon?
the cheeseburgers?
You sure?
Are
You're
you
100%
sure?
going with bacon.
I'm 100% going with bacon because games,
won't get any
unlimited
video
games, but
games,
no
though.
games means that I don't get any games.
But you
So
don't get any
either way,
games
I
if
don't-
you take the bacon.
All right. Okay.
Right. So either way, it's games, unlimited games.
Do you need me to restate
But
the
no
question?
games.
I can restate
But
the
you have
question.
unlimited
No.
games.
Okay. Here, I'll do you one better. Okay. Would you rather have unlimited foreign aid but no files,
What?
or so unlimited foreign aid to Israel but no Epstein files,
Okay.
or files, unlimited Epstein files but no files?
What does this even mean?
Probably the files, but no file.
Explain your reasoning.
I don't want to send money to Israel.
Fair.
Rather have nothing.
But
I'd
you have
rather
no
spend
files.
All my taxpayer money on the 250th anniversary Trump-sponsored concert or festival that he's holding. Or,
Wait, what?
Yeah, you not heard about that? They're gonna have
No.
Flow Rider. They're gonna have Vanilla Ice.
Wait, what? Wait,
Not kidding.
what?
He's got announced.
Dude, bro.
Vanilla Ice is incredibly excited to play and perform there.
So when does it become that like we are in the boys universe?
I think when Trump stands on top of the Empire State Building and starts jerking off, I think at that point we're probably nearing the border. But until then, I think we're pretty far off.
I think the boys show head Eric Kripke literally said, like, as he was writing for seasons like maybe 4 and 5, like so much crazy political shit happened that it, like, he was trying to make a satire and a political black comedy, but what was happening in real life was actually so close to what he was writing that he just had to keep on adjusting, or it made his shit look tame, because what happened in real life is just crazy. It's just
It
like
was
worse.
specifically the plot point where it was like Homelander making like a solid gold statue of himself.
Oh yeah, that was
Like-
insane. That happened on that released on the same week as when Trump actually created a gold statue. It's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't care your political leaning. That's fucking funny, man. That dude
I've
wrote
said
that shit
this-
a year and a half ago.
I've been saying this. If Donald Trump was not our president and he was a comedian, he might
my
be the
God.
funniest guy on the planet.
Oh my god, can you imagine him doing stand-up comedy?
Because like
Oh my god.
all the stuff he says is like, if he just brands it as satire, like it's an instant hit.
Imagine if I was
The
president
boys.
of the United States of America and I erected a giant gold statue of myself. Started a war with Iran after saying I wouldn't start any foreign war. Spike the oil prices 250%. And then whenever reporters ask me what I think about the increasing prices for my people, I say, I don't give a flying fuck. All I care about is my ballroom, my big, beautiful ballroom. Has to be the biggest, the most beautiful, the grandest. For my balls, I have to hold
most
so many balls in my
balls.
ballroom. I love balls. God, do I love balls. Balls are the best.
There's also that thing about Homelander declaring himself Jesus right as Trump AI generated himself as Jesus on
Yeah,
Twitter.
that was also like a week and a half within the same window. Awesome.
I don't know, man. I don't know who's inspiring who at this point.
I don't even think it's about inspiration anymore. I think it's about destiny. I think that we have, after COVID, we joined like a different timeline of reality where like the whole world is our universe is a satire. Everything is made to be a joke.
COVID was
Oh,
like the desync.
Yeah, we're desynced on our hit. It's a little inside joke for the podcast host.
Desynchronization is short for desynced, by the way. I'm just using slang.
In case they couldn't figure that out. Very smart viewers you have.
So, it's time for the quick bits. Subnautica 2 came out. I mean, this
finished it
is
today.
really recent
Just
news.
finished it
Yeah.
today.
Wait, did you actually?
Yeah, I did. I got all the way to
Wow.
all the content that they have.
I haven't yet, but I'm okay with spoilers because
I
I'm
won't
the type
spoil.
of guy.
Well, no.
The
don't
first
think
time
we
that I
wanna-
played. Oh,
You
do
don't
we
want
actually not
spoilers.
want to spoil?
You do not want
Spoil
Okay.
not for the audience at least.
Yeah, also true.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into specifics, but I can go into like the general tastes of the game that I really enjoyed.
Okay.
Um,
Me personally, when I played the first Subnautica, first of all, I watched it first, and I watched Dan TDM specifically. But only recently, I think in the last year, I actually played through it for myself, and oh my god, it was so good. I love the Cyclops, dude, the big ass submarine. But anyways, I didn't do the actual exploration part and the puzzles where you're like, Voice log number 2. I think the entrance to the Lost River is like slightly northwest and like 800 meters past this thing. I was like, fuck no. I opened the debug menu, pulled up the YouTube guide, and just like navigated directly to the chords because I was like lazy as hell. I was like, I want the Cyclops. Which underwater wrecks do I need to visit and scan? Like I did zero exploration. I just went straight to the location.
You didn't fully experience.
You didn't play the game.
You didn't. So you basically didn't experience the full Subnautica.
I mean, I went through the story and I like built all the things,
like,
but I just didn't do any of the like. I wasn't. I'm a very impatient man. That's all I'll say.
Well,
look,
I would highly recommend not doing that in a second.
Right, because like I get like people like when it's like a puzzle game, and if you're like oh, this puzzle is just, I'm not having fun with it, I'm just gonna look up the solution. But like for the whole game,
well, even if it's
like,
just for like finding parts for the Cyclops, I mean, I think that a large part of the charm and the fear that you feel is like fear of the unknown, not just fear of the depths, but like going into a new area that you're like, oh, I haven't been here before, and then navigating your way home through an unknown area and coming across a Cyclops part, that joy you feel when you just happen to find the exact piece you're needing. You're like, oh my God, that's incredible. You know?
Okay.
I think it's
get
definitely not. I will say that in Subnautica 2, parts are not like this. In the first one, there are very specific places where the Cyclops parts are, and you have to check those places exact. So I get what you mean when you're like, oh, I've been searching forever for the Cyclops engine pieces and I just can't find them. Then you look it up, it's like, oh, they're in the mushroom forest. Okay. But in Subnautica 2, I think that parts are spread out much, much further, and there are many more instances of them spawning. So I would especially not recommend doing that in the second game, because there are going to be plenty of opportunities for you to find new things and find the parts you're looking for without having to look up like where they are.
Yeah, and I think it's.
And I'm not saying that
designed, I think it's designed specifically that way so that you can have the multiplayer.
Yes.
So that everyone, because I think it's pretty natural that everyone's going to split up at least a little bit. And so having like everyone be able to find something and not there being like the one specific place is very fun, because it feels like everyone's contributing at least.
Yeah, I'd say so. And I think that probably what they could have done a little better is maybe for some of those earlier, because there are some things, some blueprints where you scan, you need like 3 different scans. But then there are some of them that are really significant, like later in the game especially, and you need like 1 scan. But there are other places they could have put them. I'm sure that it's just early access, of course, give them slack, and like they're probably going to flesh out the area more and like where they're like balancing where to find all these blueprints. But dude, the amount of times that I found a work light blueprint, I'm gonna lose my mind. That thing is useless, and you need to scan it once, and yet they littered it at every single wreck site in the game.
It's like, ooh, I can scan it for 1 titanium. Yes, yes. Like, I'll say the only like major complaint I had with the game was how poor it performed on my computer.
Really?
I don't know if it was because I was like playing it through Xbox Game Pass or what, but like I could not get over maybe 20 frames.
Oh, that's terrible. Whoa.
Oh my God.
And you turn your graphics settings down, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Wow. That's interesting. No, I had mine on like all high settings, I think, and it was running probably close to like 80 FPS.
Because if you look at the suggested like specs, it's like ridiculously high.
Yeah.
It's like a 3090 or something.
What? Yo.
Yeah, they do want you to have some pretty significantly
Let me
high
see.
specs, which kind of sucks given the current state of the PC market.
Yeah, graphics recommended 16 gigabyte RAM, GeForce 3070, Ryzen 7 7700X.
Oh my God, bro.
That's like
pretty yeah.
And like my PC, like I'm a bit higher than that, and it was running so poorly.
I almost wonder if maybe it was something else too, like graphics driver, or maybe you had like some overheating, or
yeah, because like
something could have been eating at your graphics.
And it might just be because it's because I was having like through the Game Pass.
Yeah. Because
I was also having a lot of problems because the reason I got Game Pass to begin with was my friend was like, oh, we want to play Forza Horizon 6 when it comes out. And I'm like, I'm not spending $70 or $80 or whatever to play Forza. So I just got Game Pass for that. but then I was also having a lot of problems with that as well. So it might be like some way that it's like running on my PC through the Xbox game launcher or something. I'm not sure.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What's your experience like? What upgrades have you seen, like without too many spoilers, between Subnautica 1 and Subnautica 2? Like, did they change any mechanics or quality of life things, or like
Well, I won't even
the
go into
HUD?
that.
Like, what's
I think
similar and
that's
different?
something to be experienced in itself. Like the quality of life, there are some quality of life, and they are incredible. And you will know them when you play, and you'll like figure. They don't even directly tell you that a lot of these quality of life improvements are in the game. But if you've played Subnautica 1 a lot, and you know the things like not the shortcomings, but the things that like they implemented in the game, they intentionally left out. They have put a lot of those things into the second game, I think, for the sake of diverting your attention away from having to deal with like the nitty gritty base building, farming, a tycoon, or not tycoon, but like the survivability aspect of the game. And they've leaned it a lot more towards like world build. Like you might think the first game had great world building. This one has better world building. This one's world building is better.
What?
And I think there's a certain way that they create the map that is different from the first game, and I think that it benefits the game a lot in the direction that they're going. It definitely changes the way you play the game. It's definitely less of a survivability and more so of a like exploration. You know, it's yeah. I'll leave it at that. It's very good, and the story's very good.
I can't. So one thing I really regret is that I didn't actually. I played a little bit of Subnautica 1 and I watched a bit of it as well, but I never really played it all that much. And so going into Subnautica 2, I don't really have a good reference. And I'm honestly kind of tempted to go back and play it.
I would.
After finishing 2.
I think Subnautica 1 lore, story-wise, you don't need to know Subnautica 1 lore to connect a lot to Subnautica 2. There are little references here and there. Like they'll make a reference to the person that you play as in the first game being like a trendsetter for being able to get off of that, planet. But apart from like a few of those things and referencing the precursors from the first game, I don't think that it's like incredibly necessary to know the story. But I think for the experience of the game, especially if you have not learned, if you don't like I have the map still memorized. Like to this day, I still, just from sheer exploration, like know when I go in which direction in accordance to like where the Aurora is. I know how to get to the floating island, the normal island, the blood kelp zone, the Grand Reef, like any of those places I know how to get to. And I think that that's like a thing that you can't get by just like looking at a map and just referencing the map the whole. You get that by like going and exploring and finding your way around the world.
Mm-hmm. And I guess this is like it's kind of a question where it's like, I know a lot of people find enjoyment in this kind of thing, but it's like, is the core enjoyment of like a game like Subnautica that feeling? Or because the thing is that you and Eddie had completely opposite experiences of that, but you still found enjoyment out of the game. And it's like, how, I guess what I'm saying is like, how important do you think that is to the core experience or not?
I think it depends on the person. I mean, you just said it perfectly, that despite having very different approaches, I think that I just found a different part of Subnautica incredibly engaging, because I love that game. Like, it's a top 5 game for me, probably. And it was so fun. But I just skipped out on the part that I was impatient about, maybe a little childish and immaturely going through it. But also maybe I was just like, not trying to. I also like don't like wasting my time. But I mean, in a sense, like I still really, really enjoyed that game. And so, I mean, the base building, the survivability, I guess the customizability of like all the vehicles. I think like there's so many things that I love about that game. There's so many things to love about that game that Craze and I can have like very different experiences about it.
Yeah, I think that it's like I have a thought now about the way that they, like, for instance, a big thing in Subnautica games is like the resources, right? Let's say you get a blueprint for something, you're like, whoa, ultra high capacity O2 tank. Oh, I'd love to make that. Oh shit, where do I get diamond? Or like, where do I get magnesium? Like, sometimes you haven't explored to those places and you have no clue where to get them. And in Subnautica 1, the map is entirely circular with like multiple layers of depth. So whenever I was playing it, I was in like early high school. So I looked up, where do I get magnesium? And then they would tell me like, oh, go to the, whatever it was, like I think it was like the heat vents on the backside of the island. And I'm like, where the hell is, like, I don't know where that is. And so I went and I explored and I found it. But I still, at the end of the day, had to look it up. And in Subnautica 2, a way that they have diverted from that expectation is they have laid out the map in a way where it is more linear and not so much like you're in the middle to start and you got to go in every direction. And they may eventually add an aspect of that where you're going in every direction. But right now, as the game is built at the moment, it's more linear. And I think that benefits... It removes your need to look up, like, where do I, like, for you, Eddie, to look up, where do I find these Cyclops parts? Or it removes for me to be like, the need for, like, where do I find this resource? Because you know what direction it's pointing you, and you know it's like, okay, well, I need this resource, and if I haven't found it yet, I know what direction I got to go to find it, and it's going to be further and deeper down. Like, that's been kind of how they've built the second game so far. And it makes it a lot more comforting.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. It's like, okay, and each of these biomes has very specific resources that spawn, and then it's, you know, oh, I know where to get that because I've had to progress. I've had to travel back and forth between these biomes. Especially if you build your base in the original starting area, you have to travel through these biomes very often and see these resources. So it's a lot more like you're constantly being exposed to these resources rather than having to go off to the blood kelp zone randomly to get, what is it, blood oil? Was that what you get from the, I forget, I think it's
yeah.
Like randomly one-off resources from the other side of them. It's very good. It's super, super cool. I cannot, like, I can't stop thinking about it. And I finished it like 4 hours ago, and I'm still reeling about just like where they left things as well. It's I wouldn't say it's a cliffhanger, but it's pretty cool where they leave. I don't know. Actually, Zercy, you got all the way to the end, right?
Yeah.
So you got to the thing.
To the point where it said,
literally, okay.
Oh, this is all we got. Yeah.
I liked that. I feel like that was because we almost missed it. Like if I had not, well, I'm not getting into spoilers. If I had not done a certain thing and seen a certain thing and come across a certain thing sheerly by just exploring the area around me, I don't think I would have known that there was more to do. Like that was genuinely where we were at. I was playing with a friend. Yeah,
I think I'm trying to remember exactly like how we came across it. Yeah, I think we were mainly the same way, where it was like, I think we found the main goal that you needed to do to get into that place, you know?
Yeah.
We found that pretty early, and so it gave us like a pretty good like goal. And I always like, and I think the game is kind of, I feel like it's also very nice because there are pretty clear defined goals for you to go after. I'm not sure how different that is from the first game. I'm assuming it's similar. But like that one was a big one with just the amount of resources you needed. And so like having that payoff of like, it's like a big discovery and you get to go in and explore. It's like really cool.
Yeah, it definitely, the first game, I think the only thing I can think of that was from the first game that was closely relevant to that, like level amount of resources you needed, was like ending the game, building your rocket ship, the platform, and then leaving the island. And or leaving the planet, and that's the end of that game. But like in this, it's not even the halfway point probably for where they're going to lead it to.
Wait, what?
Not in terms of like where the alpha's at now, but the end of the alpha is probably not even halfway to the end of the game of where they're aiming it.
Oh my god! I thought you said the rocket isn't even halfway.
Oh no! I'm talking about the second.
The end of the alpha. I was like, you built a rocket in the alpha?
No. We haven't said anything about the second game's alpha. Nothing specific about it. The rocket is from the first game. That was the rocket I was referring to. Now, maybe you do build a rocket in this. I don't know. You had to play it to find out.
Would it be too much spoilers to say the overall goal? Like, what is our purpose on this planet? Or is that too much of a spoiler?
That's still to be determined at the ending point. Because it seems like they're leaving it up to you. Like, the direction it's putting you in is they're providing you with information about this planet. And unlike the first game where it was very clear, like, okay, my goal is to escape, where they leave you in this... Well, actually, I'm not even going to say that because that's a spoiler. They leave you in a different... Wow. You are in a different position as a survivor on this planet than you were in the first game. And I won't go into more details, but it is a different predicament that you're in. And I think that is one of the best things they could have done, is change. Because whenever I started playing, I was worried it's going to be the exact same thing as the first game, like story-wise, map-wise, like progression-wise, it's all going to be the same. But they've done a very good job of like keeping the essence of the original and then adding some new flavor to it.
So the setup's not the same then, because the setup that we know is that you crash landed and you have to get off this planet. So that's not the same setup in the second
It's not
one.
the same. It's not the exact same.
Interesting. Do you crash land?
You know, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, man. You gotta play to find out.
How is it a spoiler, bro?
What do you think? It's
It's like no, it actually is a spoiler because you find out like you think one thing and then you find out it's another.
Oh my god, is this like Project Hail Mary? Which I think we can spoiler at this point. It's been out for long enough. Where it's like
I wouldn't.
I
wouldn't. That movie is still making a lot of money in box office, or not just box office, but also like some people may not have seen it, and it's a really good. I would not want to spoil that movie for somebody after watching it. It's super.
What if we put a spoiler warning?
Spoiler warning.
Okay, spoiler warning. Yeah.
So in Project Hail Mary, just skip ahead. Like this is your last chance. Skip ahead like 2 or 3 minutes or some shit. I don't know. You know, this guy wakes up not knowing what he was doing on the ship, and it turns out he was I forgot the term. It was like when you force someone on a ship to like go do a task or whatever, or like forcibly enlist someone. I forgot the exact. I don't know. After reading the plot summary, I learned a new word, but then I promptly forgot it. Anyways, like he finds out along the way, or he has flashbacks. He starts regaining his memories about why he was there. And can y'all hear the sirens in the background?
I do.
Why he was there. And like, thank you. The mic is expensive and evidently picks up everything. Zercy knows about this. Every time I go to the bathroom and I
get to
forget
the point
to
before
mute
the
my
spoiler
mic.
warning ends. You gave him 1 to 2 minutes.
shit.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
That he like the Ryland Grace fucking forgets, or he remembers as he goes like what led him there essentially and why he was there.
Did he remember that? I thought that he was always left in a state of like not knowing. Was there a point where
so.
I don't think there was a point where he
right?
remembered. I don't think so, because what did he piece it together from?
His memories. Like he knew that he was abducted by the CIA lady. Or
I don't
some
think
shit.
I thought
CIA,
that he was
FBI.
like still just operating on being alone in space, and that's pretty much all he knew. And then he just knew he had to keep going. I thought that.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe I'm
because it had in the movie there were like a bunch of flashbacks,
right.
right?
But I think that was more to show us how he got in this situation. I don't think it was him remembering, because I think if he remembered that, he would have been in a way worse state, and there probably would have been a whole different arc in the movie of him grappling with those feelings, or showing some way that he's grappling with those feelings. But instead, it was more like he knows his objective, but that's all he really knows. I don't know. I might have to go rewatch the movie and see like what if there's any hints in his internal monologue, because let me think. Maybe he does. I'm not.
It is an amazing movie, by the way, y'all. Everyone,
I think you're spoiling warnings
watch
by the way. So
yeah, okay. Well, no more spoiler warnings. I gotta put some timestamp in the description. But no, that was a really good movie, visually stunning. I think people said the book was really cringe, which I mean, like, then again, his name isn't Ray Bradbury. I forgot.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. Or no, not Ryan. Well, we love Ryan Gosling. Jesus, we love Ryan Gosling.
Ray Bradbury.
No, I love Ray Bradbury, bro. Whatchamacallit? The author of the book, Andy Weir. That guy, the way he writes characters, I think is pretty cringe, including in The Martian and in like they're fun, but it's like kind of cringe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot my point.
You were gonna relate this back to
internet
Subnautica
were
too.
making.
You were gonna relate this back to like the way that they subvert expectations is similar or not to how they do it in Subnautica.
Yeah, well, I haven't played the game yet.
Right.
I'm like waiting for it to go on sale, but I don't think it will because it was early access.
Yeah, it won't for a while. It's not that
fair.
expensive. I would highly recommend. I mean,
like
because you're not just buying it now, you're buying it for when the game is fully out. And I think experiencing it at the state it is, I mean, compared to where it was early access before when they only had 5 devs, to experiencing it now with their full dev team at this early access, it's like its own game in itself. I got 10 plus hours of straight content in that game.
Wait, yeah, these screenshots look so good. And so I know I think the only vehicle that you get, and I saw this from the dev logs, so it's not really a
the
spoiler.
Dev hour.
Yeah, the dev hours was the tadpole, which is like the sea moth but better apparently. I just really hope they bring the Cyclops back.
Sea moth but different. That's an interesting thing. I don't know if they're gonna bring in a Cyclops-esque.
They have to. I mean, that made the game for me. I can't lie.
I don't know. I mean, I like the direction they're going with the tadpole right now.
Yeah, I think they've made a pretty good like foundation of how to.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
I like the system in place.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely better. It's certainly an improvement from the stupid sea truck.
Oh Jesus, we haven't even talked about Subnautica Below Zero yet.
Talk about. I mean, I played that game when it was in early access, and I remember like exploring. I think they had almost the entire map fully fleshed out. I remember exploring and doing as much as I could, and I was like, wow, there's just nothing to. This is just boring. It doesn't go deeper than like 200 meters ever, which is a big problem. I think that's probably their largest issue was that they had. I mean, the land segment was fine, it's whatever, but the fact that it never had like a deep dark place like the Lost River, I think that really damaged them.
And also, I don't know, they just tried to do so many things differently, and I don't think they realized the strengths of their first game. Like they didn't know their own strengths, and they started eliminating the strengths in favor to like shake things up. But in that process, they just made it worse. Because I downloaded Subnautica Below Zero after playing through Subnautica, and I knew, like I fully well knew that Subnautica 2 was not received remotely as well as the first game. I was like, well, I'll give it a try anyways, because why not? And it was probably on sale. And then, well, let me just check my playtime. And I got through 100 minutes of it, and I haven't picked it up since.
Yeah, I put probably, actually, let me check my playtime. I put a lot of time into it. I also will say that it was the devs. At this point, there was some like turnover between the what's the developing group called? Is it Outer Worlds, Other Worlds, something?
Unknown Worlds.
Unknown Worlds.
Yeah.
So they were going through some like transitional period, and so the people who were making the decisions wasn't the original dev. It was like a production group or something. So it was not a pure like it wasn't the devs making the decision from the first game. But this game is the return to the original. Like this says the original devs with full
that
creative
makes sense
control.
because it's been so well received.
I have 17.5
I'm gonna take a piss. Y'all
hours.
keep on continuing.
I have 17 and a half hours in Below Zero. I don't even remember. That's kind of a disgusting amount of time to have in that game, especially considering it was all in early access. So I literally played the shit. Wow, that's crazy to have that much time. I mean, maybe I'll go back and play it now. Honestly, I need to install it.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it other than that I have not heard amazing things
I think it's
about Below Zero.
It's not bad. It's just not as good as the first one. It's like not as good as the first one, and it's a little bad, but it has aspects that are redeeming and pretty cool about it. Like they've got, the land travel, and there's like a speed bike thing that you hop on, you can ride around on, which is interesting. I know the story is like you directly talk to like aliens, like the precursor aliens from the first game. You get to see their homeworld for like a glimpse. So there's stuff like that where I think they tried to do a lot of lore connection. Also the fact that you're not alone, like you're not isolated, I think takes away a lot from the Subnautica game. And they brought that back in the second game for sure. I mean, they brought that back heavy in the second game because at where they left you in the end of the alpha, you are very alone. You feel very alone. Meanwhile, second game, your intro cutscene has you yapping with somebody the whole time who's just in orbit. Not so good. Man, we just had like, what, was it like a 20-minute segment on Subnautica or something crazy? That was a lot of time.
I mean, I really enjoyed playing it. I think Eddie wants me to play it again, and
I'd be down to play it again. It's a blast. I want to learn, like, I'm at the point where I want to learn every inch of that map. I mean, there was a point. Well, I don't want to touch. But there was a point in the game where I wasn't even like halfway through it, and I thought that I was at the 80% mark, and was like, oh, this is about to be all that was what I expected to be in an alpha. Eddie says this PP time turned into a poo-poo time. Okay. Well, guess he's gonna be occupied for a minute. But no, I ran into a point where I thought that I was almost done, and then my friend was like, no, we're like 60% of the way. Not even. And that was when I was like, well, there's no way that there's this much content. And then I came back today. He convinced me to come back and keep playing it. And then I reached one new area, and I'm like, holy shit, this game has so much more to offer. It's just incredible. And if they keep going at this rate, like if the game is only, even if this is just the halfway mark for the game, and there's only going to be another like basically take what they've done so far and then double it, and then that's the rest of the game, I think that's plenty for a standalone Subnautica game. Like that's more than what I would expect.
Right.
But I think
I don't know. Like I don't know exactly how long. Like how long was the first?
It was, I think on average you could probably get it done in like 20, 25 hours of playtime maybe. I mean, if you knew what you were doing, probably 10 to 15 hours. But you still, I mean, traversing the map. The fact that it's a circular map and there's stuff spread out everywhere and you have to go to different places to get different resources to build endgame stuff, like that definitely added time. I think that them changing their map to being more linear in the second one has cut down significantly. And also with one of the new tools that they've added with like, the one with collecting resources, significantly cut down the time needed to collect resources and get the stuff you need to build stuff. But I could see if they continue expanding the game in the way that they've been running it so far, it could start taking a very long time to get all the resources that you need if they don't do certain things. Like,
yeah, and there is like a little bit where some resources that you would find you would find just the upgraded variant of it instead in the place of that like lower tier one.
True, but they also still, I mean, you still had to get like titanium for a long time. Like titanium is still useful up until the very end.
Right.
But yeah, I get what you mean. It's definitely there's a lot of resources. They have a they might even be approaching on like too many different resources in the game.
I think I kind of wish that they made some things more useful than they are.
Yeah.
Cuz like I feel like a couple of the resources, and especially like some of the stuff like not the ores, are a little bit too like you use it like one time maybe, like for like one upgrade, and then apart from that you like barely use it.
Yeah.
And I think they could probably find a way to kind of make those, at least either use different resources, like consolidate them a little bit, or do something like I'm not gonna say just like add more items that use it, but like,
well, they should definitely add a new vehicle. I think adding another vehicle implies adding like new upgrades for the vehicle, progression and stuff like that. And I think that would be a great avenue to introduce either needing some of those lesser needed resources before, or introducing like more or newer resources that you didn't need prior. Granted, I think that, I think that the amount of resources they have right now that's used in crafting at this state in the game is nearing the same amount as the original games, as it's like full game. So I'm a little concerned that they might be going a little too ham on that stuff. But I do like that you the ease of accessing those resources remains easy the further you progress in the game. Like, I mean, you've noticed that, right? Like as you progress further into the alpha, it's not like it becomes more and more difficult to get those resources that were only in spawn. Like those travel with you. So they want you to move with the map and move with the story rather than base yourself in the shallows and then only ever stay in your... Actually, it's a good metaphor for like staying in your comfort zone, honestly. I mean, a lot of people build in the shallows in the first game.
I love what they did with you're referring to, where you move along with the story beat. I love that.
Because there's that hesitation to like not move. You're like, oh, this is gonna be a pain. I gotta move all my stuff. I gotta build a new base. Blah blah blah. Do all that stupid stuff. But like the way that they've created this map is it encourages you to do that. And at a certain point, you're like, it's more like at a certain point when we built a new base, me and my friend, we completely abandoned the old base. Like, I thought in my brain, oh yeah, I'll be going back to that base probably to like collect, like bring resources over, or to like, you know, still use it as a home base out of. And this new base is just like a little or like a little safety net thing out.
Like an outpost.
Yeah. But that became the core base. And I hadn't, for the past 5 hours of gameplay, I never went back to that old base once. There was no need to. You can get everything you had in the old base in this new area and more. So there's just like more and more and more. And then encourages you to play more of the game, and encourages you to like explore building new bases in new ways, building in new areas, like experiencing new things. It's just so good. I'm gushing grannies over it. It's amazing.
I will say the only problem I really ended up having with that was because of it being early access and stuff, a lot of it's not really possible to build in a lot of the places you might want to.
True.
Which, when you're actually like choosing the location of that second base, is actually like a pretty big problem.
Yeah. That's for sure.
But because like there were a couple places where I'm like, I think this would be like really cool, and it's like, you can't build there.
Yep.
And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I think that they'll probably polish some of that. I mean, they also, I mean, you know, go to the area of the map and they're just like, you can't build here. Like that's a very shoehorned in way to just like prevent you from breaking the game, because I think they want this alpha to be as polished as it can be. Because I think the support that they get from this alpha is going to directly correlate to like how much time and effort they're allowed to put into continuing they're probably, I mean, after Sub-Zero,
the execs
or after Below Zero,
were probably like,
they're like, I mean, we fucked this up again, like it's over. right? If this doesn't get traction like the first game does, or the first game did, it probably like we're not going to be allowed to put in a bunch of time and resources from our producers to like make our true vision come true. And so they've just erred on the side of caution, I think, and just being like, hey, it's probably best to not let you like build that dream base that you might have in this tiny little cavern, because it would just cause potential issues, or build off the side of the map, which they've added a very fun mechanic to deal with that. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, it's all very ominous, and very exciting when you all say this.
It's great.
I have to experience it for myself. What was all that stuff with the legal bullshit that they had to go to? I heard it got resolved, but I forgot exactly what the context was.
It was, I believe, the company that was. It was something with the CEO like using some kind of. I don't want to.
CEO using some kind of legal loophole or some shit so that he could get his money and run, right? Something like that.
Oh, you're talking about when they tried to get scammed out of the CEO trying to get his like bonus. Wasn't that it? When he was trying to get his like bonus from it, and yeah, that was what happened after the Below Zero stuff. I forget the specifics, but it was a pretty like scummy thing to try and do, where you just try to dip and like cut the Subnautica devs out of their deal to get a certain bonus, because they were promised if like the game sells this many copies in this amount of time, or it has this review, they'll get like a really nice end of year bonus. And then the CEO, even though they met that goal and exceeded it, the CEO somehow, I think in some way, like decimated that agreement, and then they didn't get their it was the parent company. It was the CEO of the parent company, who was the one who was making a lot of the decisions in Below Zero, which is why it was so shit. Scammed them out of that, which just shows how much control that he had, and that parent company had over the devs of Unknown Worlds. And then they ended up suing, getting their bonus, and then also damages as well. And then they also, as a contingent part of that that settlement, they also got full creative control over the next Subnautica game, which is why we're getting like this. And that was, I think, a few years ago that happened. But it was a pretty big deal.
Because because of that like whole legal fiasco was the reason why they decided just to push it out as the open beta, correct? Just to kind of like recoup their losses a little bit.
Yeah, I think that they wanted to gauge people's interest in the Subnautica franchise and see like if people were ready for another Subnautica game. Because Below Zero really, like, it may feel like it was a long time ago. It really wasn't that long ago that it was made, relatively. It got pumped out pretty quickly after the first game was full release. I mean, the first game was in alpha and testing and beta for a long time. But once once the first game fully released, the second game came within a few years after that. And so they wanted to give it some time to breathe after that legal fiasco happened, after the second game kind of flopped. And I think people are ready for it. And I haven't looked at the reviews for Subnautica 2, but I can go pull it up on Steam right now. Let's see. Subnautica.
I mean, I know they're probably raving, like.
And by the way, I want to point out, Subnautica 2 right now is, well, it is the same. It's $30. It's the same price as the original, which it probably shouldn't be. But I think that if it keeps going in the direction that they've made it go in so far, I think that it's very well worth the $30, especially if they're going to continue making it like the quality that they've made it so far, which they definitely will, because why would they not?
You think it should be less expensive or more expensive?
Maybe at this point less expensive because it's in alpha.
Fair.
But at the same time, when you buy it now, you never have to buy it again.
Inflation.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that it's a $30 game and it's this quality in the state that we are in expenses for games is kind of incredible, because you're getting $70 AAA games that are significantly worse quality than this. And you're getting that like every
I think the last single player action adventure that I played, which it's not single player survival or whatever, was like I played Alan Wake 2, which was very fun, and I played Horizon Zero Dawn. But both of those are like the AAA action adventure, a single player type, and they're all pretty damn expensive. So I'm like, when I got the first Subnautica, especially so long after it had came out and it was on sale, I mean, that probably like $10 or $15 that I spent was so well worth it. Like, I mean, like I can't put it into words how well worth it is. So
I did. Okay, there was something that I forgot about with the second game, that they're kind of in hot water right now because of this. The EULA agreement for the second game, basically whenever you buy it, you make the agreement that you don't officially own the game fully, even though
Oh
you've
my
purchased
God,
it, which is
okay.
like stupid
It's one of
slop
those.
that Unknown Worlds did not. The devs did not want that to be a thing. It's some bigwig CEO in the parent company doing that, like the producers doing that. But I don't think that it's ever going to be an issue where like they're going to revoke your ability to play the game. Especially considering, I mean,
Right.
even though it's a multiplayer game, there's not live servers they're having to manage. It's local hosted, so it shouldn't be really an issue at all. I think that's only ever an agreement that gets put in place because some of these games, these live service games that they don't want to like hold and maintain live servers anymore. They just put that in
They
there
have
so that
just
they
an
can just
easy
revoke
way
it. Like the
out.
Crew had that. The Crew 2 had that a few years ago, and people were pissed about it because I owned the Crew 2, but like once they decided to just stop supporting the game, it just stopped being supported, and you couldn't play it anymore. And it sucks.
Wait, so what do you know about games like Fortnite or Overwatch and they have cosmetics, right? I mean, what happens if one of those games gets shut down?
I believe that the movement to like maintain a playable server for games like that, I think it really only applies to games that are not free to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Free to play games aren't.
But I mean,
as
like
big of an issue.
legally, they don't have to reimburse shit. If Fortnite goes down tomorrow, closes its service and shit, they don't have to reimburse anything.
I don't think so.
If you
No.
bought
not.
skins,
No, because I mean, you didn't have to pay for the game and you get to play it, and so any choices beyond that, any of those cosmetics are purely optional, and that goes into the realm of like you're not having to pay to play, and if it's not pay to play, then they don't have to reimburse you for anything if you can no longer play because you never paid to play in the first place. So
Because
I mean-
what's the movement's called the like don't kill
Stop
games.
killing
killing games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a big thing with that, and who was the
Pirate Software.
Pirate Software? Yeah, his opinion on that. We love Pirate Software here. Big fans of that guy. I'm sure everybody loves him.
Yeah, we should have
Right.
him on here sometime.
Friend of the
Lord
pod,
have
actually.
mercy.
Friend of the pod. Pirate Software.
Yeah.
I mean, well, now I'm thinking like if you were a scummy CEO and you really wanted to pump and dump, at this point, Fortnite had just laid off. I mean, not at this point. Like I think it was maybe
Very
a month
recently.
ago. They laid off 1,000 employees.
Yeah.
and then they raised the price
they've
of
been
V-Bucks.
declining. They've been declining. They need to get money from somewhere. I think Fortnite has been a juggernaut in gaming for years. We've all seen it, but every juggernaut has a shelf life, and it's going to start dying. I think they made a good choice going in the direction of Gmod, where they're kind of becoming the everything game. It's kind of similar to what Roblox is doing, but I think that Roblox
Right.
has a lot more, has a greater ability to keep that like momentum going. Just because of how simple it is, and the graphics aren't demanding. You can play it literally on whatever. You can play it on your fucking Samsung TV, like fridge TV. Doesn't matter. You can play that shit anywhere, and it works fine. But Fortnite just is a little bit too intensive with the graphics, and it's just like too much of the same. It was never made to be a sandbox game, which is really
Right,
funny
yeah.
given what it was originally. It was a base building survival game that became
Right.
a battle royale.
That became a battle royale.
Yeah.
And then
So it went from
whatever the
sandboxy to
hell.
less sandboxy, and now they're running into the issue where they've put themselves into a box by doing battle royale for so. Same issue that Apex has. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have your people who are gonna love doing battle royales, and you'll always have that loyal fan base. But at a certain point, when the game is too similar for too long, it kind of starts dying. And Apex felt that too. They had to switch around a lot. They've been very good about switching around their mechanics in a way that feels rewarding for play. But I don't think Fortnite has really done the same. I mean, they've messed with like stamina, sprinting, some animation stuff. Reboot vans, which were like a thing years ago, but whenever I played it, they were never a thing. So like there's some quality of life stuff and some game changing things, but it doesn't quite feel as like, it doesn't feel like it's enough to keep the game going for that long.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Fortnite Crew. Oh my god. Should I cancel my subscription? I don't know if I'm gonna keep on playing, bro. Yes, I do have the
Yeah,
Fortnite
they're-
subscription pass.
There's a subscription.
Oh, what if you cancel it? If you stop playing the game though, you're not gonna be able to get the burnt peanut sidekick.
Fuck my life. I forgot they added that shit into the game.
Look, man, I will say I used to be a big burnt peanut.
I know. We were trying to tell you, bro. We were
No,
like, dude,
I
this
still
guy's
think
gonna-
he's great. I just kind of like I outgrew his content. I
Oh.
still liked his content a lot. I thought that he was very fresh and new to everything. I also helped that I was
did.
big into Arc Raiders at the time, but I think that as my interest in
That's
Arc
fair.
Raiders waned, so did my interest in watching him. I don't think that he is I think that he's a great content creator, but I think that his shtick gets old after watching him for 3 or 4 months, and that was where I ran into that issue. I think that when you're younger, I'm sure that the younger generation fucking adores someone who is just like uber ADHD, bouncing off the walls, energetic, crazy all the time. But
But that's just like Jinxie. That's not like they can go to like other streamers. I feel like I've heard of a lot of problems with the burnt peanut.
I have also seen a lot of problems.
Like what?
Well, okay, there was that first part before all the racism shit.
It was the VTuber stuff, right?
Oh no, well, I mean, and then the
winning
Faithful
VTuber
Sheriff, of course.
Well, Faithful Sheriff is an entirely separate thing. That is some dude.
No, it's just funny. It's just funny.
That's really funny.
That's
like online lolcow level.
It's like yeah. It's like the Gaming for Hope of whatever the hell, fucking VTuber or P-tuber, sorry. No, but like before the racism shit, I know people were making fun of people who watched Burnt Peanut and the Burnt Peanut because, I mean, they were calling him the spiritually Israeli, like, streamer or some shit.
I mean, the internet has become like, it's so soaked in irony now. Everything is soaked in irony that like something new and popular comes out or becomes a thing, inevitably it will be memed upon by somebody on the internet. And then people love to meme on shit and to poke fun at things that people enjoy. I mean, that's always been how people are. And the internet just kind of fosters that behavior. I don't think it necessarily means that like just because like people have a review of something doesn't necessarily mean like it's like the people who watch Moist Critical and get all their opinions from watching.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
That is the part white dudes when the Moist Critical posts his new video and shares his opinion, and so you copy his opinion.
Oh, thank God! I almost had my own opinion for a second.
I'm not saying the Moist Critical has bad opinions. I think a lot of the stuff I watch him all the time. I watch him tons. I agree with a lot of stuff he says, but I don't think that it should be your basis for forming your opinion. And I think that critical thought is declining, especially with AI. There's less and less incentive 100%. For people to form their own opinions. So they just get told slop. And I think that it goes the same for like positive opinions, and it also goes for the same for criticism and negativity. I don't know. That's my rant, bro. Internet.
It's kind of a bubble, you know. Everything gets reflected back in.
Echo chamber. Yeah.
Yeah. Echo chamber. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard about like he's definitely edgy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about like specific racist stuff, but I also haven't kept up with the drama stuff that I watch. Hasn't spoken about him in months.
Fair.
Ever since his like
well,
big
Twitter got mad at him.
Twitter gets mad at everybody and everything.
True.
Like literally, Twitter is a cesspit. I don't care to believe anything that is said on Twitter, no matter what side of the political spectrum. Because you also have to recognize that Twitter, since our Lord Elon has added a monetization model to people posting and getting interaction on Twitter, you just can't believe or trust anything because most people have an incentive to make money, so they're gonna say whatever they can to foster engagement, whether that be positive or negative engagement. Usually, negative engagement performs much better.
Yeah.
Which is why everyone is so negative on Twitter.
It gets the people going. It's provocative.
I'm gonna look this up. Burnt Peanut racism stuff. He stems from a running critical bit where he tricks other streamers, most notably Cloaksy, into falsely admitting to be racist. That's the thing.
No, that's not the thing.
Or people calling him racist.
Yes. He made I remember one specifically, he made comments about Iranian people, and it was I don't remember what he said.
Yeah, he definitely has. I remember when I was watching him, he definitely has said some things that are skirting on political opinions. Granted, he's not the Faithful Sheriff level politically charged with his stuff, because good lord, that dude. That shit's so much worse.
There's this one. Hold on. There's this photo of the Faithful Sheriff. Is
it the one where he like slow turns to the camera? That one is so funny.
No. It's this one. Hold on. It's him in his Discord, and he's like, I don't mind if you guys want to have some fun and joke around, but disrespecting the Lord on my watch with sexual or gassy remarks will get you insta-banned if I see it.
Gassy remarks?
Gassy?
Incredibly gassy spotted in the Faithful Sheriff Discord? What?
That's my bad. Eddie's always talking about how he's farting or whatever. That is probably him.
All right, bro. Wasn't there? I forgot. There was that one time when a bunch of like furry boy kisser transgender people invaded like
Jesus Christ.
This is a crazy way to start a sentence, I know. Like they invaded some like super what was it? Like the God, what's that guy who's like PragerU shit or something? Like it must have been a PragerU chat room or some shit. Hold on. I gotta remember exactly what the context is.
Prager.
Hey bro, Google AI is telling me that Google AI is actually defending Peanut.
Oh my god.
Peanut leans into these allegations strictly as inside jokes and banter to mess with his friends and farm clips for content rather than actual real world. That is probably the best way you could sum up. I think that's the shit. I just don't think he cares. I don't think his character. I mean, at the end of the day, does it really matter whether he is as a person racist or not? It's more important like his character, because his character determines his platform and what his platform is. So if his character is racist or like edgy racist, then yeah, he's going to foster a racist following, and that's
I don't know what his following is like.
I think his following is like brain rot, heavy irony. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. That brings up a good question that I think I asked recently in a philosophy class about like, do you think that influencers or like social media influencers like this have a responsibility to like act a certain way or change who they are, change what kind of characters they put on in service of social justice or in service of like what society deems to be appropriate? Or do you think that like you can have people like stand-up comedians who are constantly trying to push back against the current social status?
I didn't hear a word you said. I was locked in on trying to find the context of what I was.
Because I don't even know what I just said.
Well,
I also didn't hear anything.
Awesome,
you said,
that's
I
great.
won't
You know
lie.
what, viewers, that one's for you at home. If you heard what I said, leave down in the comments your opinion, okay? And then
was the question
Eddie and Zercy can read and then be very confused at your opinion.
Leave your answer in the comments below.
Yeah. And leave a like on the video, too.
Basically, is it yes? Do all of those. Was your question like, is it ethical that comedians, or like, how acceptable is it that comedians and people like that can push the boundaries of like what is socially acceptable to say?
It was more
think?
so like, do you think that social like influencers, whether they're in social media or like YouTube or whatever, have a responsibility to change who they are, change their platforms, or change their characters in a way that is more accepting of like the social expectations of things, like fall in line with the social expectation? Or do you think that they're like similar to comedians where they're kind of existing like they are there to push back against societal expectations?
I mean, I want to say like, I want to say that that's for like, no, they don't have a responsibility, because at the end of the day, the internet will do what it does and just cancel people that they don't like. So if you start like spewing some bullshit or like you start being racist or whatever, eventually the internet will like cancel you and smear your name or whatever. But at the same time, that doesn't work all of the time. Like I feel like we've platformed a decent amount of lolcows. Like I don't think I like, for example, I don't think that the type of personality Clavicular is is inspiring young men of today with is like exactly helpful for our current social circumstances, or like, you know, we've platformed Gaming for Hope, who's like kind of a lolcow and also like all kinds of phobic, but just because we made fun of him, he actually like his platform. So, you know, there's one side of the coin that like, yes, I think it is, or no, it's not the responsibility of the influencer to basically put a filter on themselves, because the bill comes due, I guess. But sometimes the bill doesn't come due.
Right.
And more, it's like that echo chamber of like, how much can I min-max farming negativity without being completely hated and like actually like the tides turning against me and everyone hating me. But I mean, should it be their responsibility? I guess, yeah. For the goodness of the viewers. It's also, I guess, it's also the responsibility of the viewer to use their critical thinking and make decisions and form their opinions without that help, or without just like completely regurgitating something else.
Yeah, I think that.
So I guess
I agree.
Yeah,
like it would be ignorant of a content creator to not think that they have like the power over their audience that like a politician has over their incumbents. It's not too dissimilar of a
maybe more, like arguably more,
maybe
if you
more,
think about
because
it.
Like people like content creators. There's a parasocial level of attachment that people have with content creators.
You don't even have that with politicians.
No, you don't.
Like if someone is like, if someone that you've been parasocially like watching is like, hey, try these new Raycon earbuds. Not a sponsor, by the way. I'm just using an example that everyone has probably seen. Like that's NordVPN.
Hey,
guys.
play Raid Shadow
BetterHelp.
Legends.
Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. Like the reason that it works is that I mean, influencer marketing like actually works. But you know, I think there's two sides of the coin. It's both the responsibility of the creator to filter themselves, but then again, like not everyone does, and it's also the responsibility of the person consuming the content to think critically about what they're actually consuming and like form opinions for themselves, because I mean, you know, it's a both and, but critical thinking is lowering and, you know, like all that shit.
And then you gotta add the ethical implication of, well, what if people who are supposed to be critically thinking are simply just incapable of doing so? Which some humans just are unable to critically think for themselves. Children are a great example of that, like young impressionable kids at the age of 13
true.
watching YouTubers and then growing up watching that YouTuber is going to significantly change what kind of person they become. And they don't have
Absolutely.
that critical thinking skill that a full-grown adult might have. So in that sense, yeah, it is the responsibility of a content creator to know their audience and know who watches them and to not go too crazy out of the way, out of social expectation. But I also think that there's a line that you can kind of dance around. I'm a big, I mean, we all know Vanoss Crew, right? Like we all know, like the Vanoss Crew has stuck around for like over a decade now. They have been huge names on YouTube and still are huge names on YouTube. And they have only gotten edgier and edgier with their content as time has gone on. And yet they really haven't seen much of any backlash. And so like, I don't know if that's because everyone is just like, oh, well, that's just the Vanoss Crew. Like they're just always have been like that and always will be like that. Or if that's them trying to deliberately push that barrier more and more as things get more and more volatile on the internet. Are they just trying to poke more fun at the volatility? Or are they contributing to the volatility, if that makes sense? Just as like an example. I mean, Burn Peanut's another example, right? I mean, you're on one camp where you're going to hate him, and then you're on other camps where people are going to love him, and there's not too many people who are just like neutral to him, because it's a lot easier to put yourself in one camp or the other than to live in that gray area of, even if you know a lot about him, like it's hard to grapple with the idea that like somebody is more complex than what someone on Twitter will say they, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Deep philosophical stuff. Wow, my brain hurts, man. This is too much thinking for me. Oh, wow.
What is the creator right now? Like name one creator on the platform that is the best role model and putting, you know, good ideas into our young impressionable children, and then give the one creator that is doing the worst for the platform, being the worst role model and putting the worst ideas into.
Okay, well, worse, there could be numerous examples. I mean, the problem with this question is that it's based on opinion. Like, I mean, obviously,
Okay,
I guess
fair.
you're asking for my opinion, so I should share it. But
Well, give I guess an example of one of the top people that are doing the best, and one of the people that are doing the worst.
I've already talked about the Vanoss Group, but I think that like YouTubers like that in that group are doing a great job because they've faced controversy and then they've grown from it, but they're also like seasoned YouTubers. And the longer you've spent, like they were in YouTube when it was in its infancy, and they knew. That's why you've got creators like Jacksepticeye. Actually, no, I know one, Markiplier. I think that Markiplier is a pure movement of good on YouTube. I think that if you don't like his content, that's fine. You don't have to. But I don't think that anybody hates him. I don't think anybody ever will. I don't think you can. I don't think you can ever hate Jacksepticeye either. I think that those YouTubers and PewDiePie had the bridge incident. Not so great, right?
Wait,
but
what
like
was-
even that
Hold
he
on, let me
bounced
search
back.
that up again. I forgot.
Where he's playing PUBG.
You don't know
PUBG.
the
The
PewDiePie bridge incident?
He says a no word. He says the gamer word on the bridge.
He says
I
the
see.
gamer word.
And he says it like
That
maliciously
really
too. It
wants
wasn't
to
just like
bring
a
back.
slip. It was a malicious. He used that shit aggressively. And like that is insane too, that is like a lot of people nowadays are getting canceled for things like way less severe than somebody on stream saying that word in the way that PewDiePie said it. And yet PewDiePie is
Yeah,
still
when he said
beloved.
it-
Wait,
when
hold
he
on.
said it was cute, though.
23 seconds.
Cute.
Let me see it.
Dude, he said,
It's
"Oh,
cute
what
when
a
he does
fucking,"
it.
and
Yeah,
then he said it.
Yeah, it's cute when he does
It's
it.
not cute. I mean, I guess. Well, that comes in the opinion. Like, I love PewDiePie. I don't. Well, I don't want to get too much
It's
into that. But
endearing when he does it.
yeah, man. I guess, but he's also like he was the largest YouTuber on the platform, which
Yeah,
demands a lot of responsibility.
Because Because when was this? Like 2016?
Somewhere around 2016,
2015?
2018. No, 2016, 2018 sounds about right. Somewhere around there. He I don't know.
PewDiePie Bridge.
Well, he recently also retired from YouTube. He stopped doing. He stopped for a while, but then he stopped doing his vlogging now with his kid because he doesn't want the kid to have his like privacy violated by being on YouTube.
Right.
Which is super valid.
Right.
Which means we're probably not going to see much of PewDiePie anymore, which is a shame. But yeah, forces of good like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. I don't know. I haven't kept up with Dan TDM since I watched him play like modded Minecraft, but I'm sure he's still doing good.
They all have kids, man, and kids mean you get less time on the game.
Markiplier doesn't have a kid.
Yeah,
that's why he was able to make a whole fucking
That's why he's
movie.
like a force of nature. Yeah.
He made Iron Lung. Yeah.
I don't think Jacksepticeye has a kid either, which is why he's been able to do a lot. He's also producing. Oh shit! What movie is? And he's producing some game. Oh, it was a Dark Souls movie. He's producing animated Dark Souls.
He's producing
Bloodborne.
Yeah,
It's Bloodborne,
yeah.
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
I remember I heard that. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's really random.
That like, it is really
But he
random,
loves the game.
especially since
I didn't
like
realize how much he loved it.
he hasn't really done this before. I don't think.
He does not. I mean, he's been
So it's
involved in
just
like
really-
animation stuff, and I mean, this is going to be an animated movie, so like it's still animation. But he's been involved in like voice acting. He voice acts in a lot of stuff. I mean, he was also in the newest. You've seen the new 007 game, like basically the Hitman, but you know, 007 James Bond video game. He was a cameo in that too. Like being.
Did they get him to meow for Mugenics?
Yes, he did meow from Eugenics.
Probably.
And so did Chris Chan.
Did Markiplier meow for Mugenics?
So did
yeah.
Chris Chan.
Pretty much every big name you could think of meowed.
Dude, I think my favorite one is probably Vsauce in
I haven't heard
Eugenics.
that one. I don't think yet. I don't know if I'd even recognize it.
Oh, you would.
Would I? Okay. I must not have heard it yet. Well, they also just in the newest patch, they also like half the voices that or half the meows weren't actually in the game yet. So the newest update that came out like last week put the rest of the
Wait,
the ones-
really?
Yeah, like
What?
Lazy Matman wasn't in there or anybody like that. It's because like a lot of them
I
got
thought you were
recorded
saying-
late and they hadn't been put in yet. They didn't have time to put it in for release, but they're all in now.
That's kinda
or at
crazy.
least
I didn't know
a larger
that.
amount of them are in. They may not have all of them in. They might just keep getting new voices. I don't know. Game got a lot of traction.
Who is Chris Chan?
No, we're not gonna have that
No,
conversation.
don't. We're not doing that.
Nope. That needs a whole new episode,
We're-
brother. We're an hour 40.
Comic series.
No,
titular
we're not
character-
doing this. We're not
No,
doing this.
no, no.
What on earth? Google is saying that Chris Chan is the most documented person.
Yes.
I'm so confused.
Christian
as
is
to
the most
what-
documented person in the world, easily. Have you not? Do you actually not know?
No, I genuinely don't know.
Oh shit! All right. Look up Geno Samuel and just watch all 85 episodes, and then you'll know.
Geno Samuel?
Yep. Every episode's like an hour long.
What is
Watch
this?
all 85 of them. I've watched it twice.
This is what people recommending
What?
One Piece sound like.
No, dude, but it's
Geno
like there's
Samuel.
nothing slow or boring about this. Every episode's something new and crazy.
These are like the 5-minute long episodes?
No, they're not 5 minutes long. They're like 50 minutes long.
Oh shit. This is an artist that makes lo-fi songs.
Yeah, not that.
Chris Chan Lo-Fi?
No, dude. No, that's so cursed. Oh my god, bro. I'm thinking back to the subjects of this podcast. We've covered, what have we covered? Unlimited bacon, but
We
no
talked
bacon.
about-
Grocery stores. Subnautica 1, Subnautica 2. The Boys, politics. Fucking, now we're talking about,
Donald Trump.
Chris Chan, A Comprehensive History,
Yes.
Part 26.
yeah, he's also re-releasing, he's re-releasing all of them. But like, watch the old ones, because that has everything. If you look in his playlist, he has it. Like, it's 80-something episodes. It's craziness. Chris Chan is probably, yeah. Like, if I had the bad side of the internet, that is Christian. Not even the internet. I mean, like, the internet definitely had a huge part in Chris Chan's infamousy, but I think that also there was a lot of just other stuff, external factors.
Yeah.
Insanity. Yeah, that's a little homework for you to do, Eddie, for your next episode. You should watch
Who's
an
Chris
episode of
Chan
Chris
again?
Chan every week.
Yeah, go study. Yeah, go study.
You can-
up.
no, you
There'll
know what
be
you
a
could do?
test next podcast.
Each podcast, you can watch one episode of Chris Chan a prep, and then you can give like a little summary of what you've learned so far,
Oh.
and then it just gets like worse and worse. Because like you get to a point where you're like, okay, this is bad. It can't get much worse, and then it gets way worse.
Yeah.
It gets so much worse. You'll never look at Pikachu or Sonic ever again the same. Like, it's gonna be bad.
Don't say
Oh.
that.
The word Sonichu will be burnt into your brain.
Shut up. Shut up.
Sonichu?
All right, when are we gonna end this shit, man? I want to go crack a beer. All right.
All right, well, we're done talking and you're done listening. Craze, do you want to be found on the internet?
Do I want to be found?
Or are you going incognito?
I mean, I think in another time I would have loved to utilize this platform to advertise myself, but honestly, I think the only thing I might occasionally maybe do is like stream Deadlock on my Twitch at twitch.tv/craze30, and that's it. Other than that, don't bother me, don't talk to me. I may as well not exist to you, but it's been fun.
They're gonna go to
Don't
your
worry.
offline chat and they're gonna.
We'll
I'm gonna
find
miss you,
don't
man.
worry.
We'll find you. I'm gonna miss you, man.
I'd love to return and do some more podcast episodes. This has been fun. It's a nice change.
Dude, this has been fun.
This is better than raging at Deadlock, I will say. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I personally like genuinely hope that we can get you back on because I know that you're gonna be busy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell where you're gonna be busy?
Yeah.
Not like where exactly,
I'm not
but
gonna
what
talk
school.
myself. No.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're going off to law school, so I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know that you're not gonna have as much time, which is why I'm saying we're gonna miss you.
But I still my specific field of law that I'm going into will still keep me very close and adjacent to the online world and the video games. I hope it. So I still plan on staying in tune and up to date with everything going on, or most of the stuff going on the internet, with a special focus on AI. And yeah,
that's gonna change things.
Yes,
That is
hopefully.
gonna change things.
What's your
Zercy?
Patreon?
Oh, what's my Patreon?
Yeah.
I can just send you the whole link tree, and it's all gonna be in the description chat. That's a great segue.
Well, I was gonna read it out
but
for us,
yeah.
but you know.
Oh
I was gonna
shit!
be like, hey,
my
go check
bad.
out patreon.com/. What? What's your title of your
Hey,
page?
I think it's probably just Hyperdash podcast. That's it.
Hyperdash podcast.
Yeah.
And dash being
So-
the word dash, right? Not the symbol.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, guys.
Yes.
Go check out patreon.com/hyperdash podcast. Go support the channel. Go support the pod. The pod is big. It's been a lot of fun and
Appreciate it.
yeah, it's been great. Oh wow, yeah, there's the cover art. That looks great. You guys should go check that out. That's awesome.
Zercy, where are you going to be found on the internet?
Twitch.tv/zercy. YouTube channel by the same name. You know how it goes.
It's all in the description. Twitch.tv/mantraHD with a HD at the end. HD stands for Hyperdash Podcast, or no, it just stands for Hyperdash, or it stands for high definition. But it's all there. It's on my card. It's in the description. You'll find me.
Zercy, what do you stream?
Stuff.
Valid.
Depends.
Balatro.
I've got plans. I
Okay.
got plans.
Well,
He's
I
got
got
if
plans.
you guys are
Just
listening
like
to me, I'll
gaming
probably
challenges
just be
like
streaming
Doug
like
Doug.
Deadlock or like
Fair.
maybe Mugenic. So
I mean, I streamed myself trying to crush a watermelon between my thighs the other day. So
you
like
did
it just,
do that.
you know.
did you actually crush it?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No, actually, what I had to do was I punched the watermelon. Like I had to like blunt force it until a tiny crack appeared, and then I was able to finish it with my thighs.
Oh, finishing with your thighs. Nice.
Yeah. We don't know how to end this podcast, so usually we just like ramble on or like do some fucking cringe outro shit until like one of us is like, okay, we can stop recording now. Do you want to stop recording? We can stop recording.
No, I think we should
now.
leave it. Can we just sit in silence for like a few more seconds?
Okay.
All right, I'm done.
I'm done. Y'all, what are y'all thoughts on femboys? Next topic. Next week. Tune in next week.
Tune in next week to hear about femboys, I guess.